Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. I am looking forward to this live stream today. I'm looking forward to this day. Good morning, Marcy. Hope you are having a good weekend. Wendy, my voice is creaky. Sorry. It's early. These are my first words of the day. Oh, how's everybody's morning been so far? I did a yoga nidra wake up morning session, which was interesting. I found it an insight timer. I usually associate yoga nidra with going to sleep or taking a nap, but this one was the opposite. So that was nice. Yeah, and I've just been getting ready for my trip, starting to pack yesterday, tying up loose ends at work, and doing travel planning. So I'm getting very excited about being in the Sacred Valley of Peru. I had considered, I don't have a live stream scheduled until June 20th. Because I'm just having a bit of a vacation. And, there's a possibility I could schedule one more last minute, and looking at how my schedule is being for Peru, I don't think I'm going to have time. I found this wonderful person on Facebook in a group. I was looking to hire a driver, and for those of you that want to travel, I definitely recommend, hiring private drivers that are recommended and referred from other people. Hey, Nancy. So I got a recommendation. Somebody commented in a group. It's a woman driver, which I love supporting, females in more male-dominated positions. Welcome, Jen. Hello. So I ended up connecting with the person who recommended the driver, and she's given me wonderful resources for when she lived in Peru. I was just in contact this morning with an astronomy tour at night. And because it's the Andes, the light pollution is less. So it's a unique opportunity to see the stars. And also it's, in the southern hemisphere, so the constellations look different, and they have different, of course, interpretations and meanings. So I might do that. So I'm just getting into travel mode. I leave in about a bit over 24 hours from now. So if you are on my email list, you've received update about my travel plans, and also about my gift that I am gifting to the community, 50 gifted coaching sessions. It's quite an endeavor, and it's a wonderful idea. And once I sent the email and got so much response back, I was like, oh my God. But it's fine. We're scheduling into July because that's when I have openings, and it's all good. And I'm going to continue with this gift until I have completed 50 gifted sessions for my 50th year of life. So if you or anyone you know would like to receive a gifted coaching session, send me a message. You can write 50 in your message. So fun and exciting. And I will be 50 on Friday, which is crazy and weird. So if you are new to me, please give me a follow here on Insight Timer. And you can follow me too on YouTube. This is being streamed there as well. And all my replays are in YouTube unless there's technical issues. I have a group here called Natalie's Healing Circle. I will be making the birthday announcement there on my birthday about the gift I'm offering. So, you can reply in there as well. And yeah, today we're going to be doing our longest running live stream series or topic, which is our card reading, followed by Reiki and Ancestral clearing. So I've got my cards ready. The next time I will be going live, I'll just go ahead and post it since it is in a bit. When your soul has outgrown your current life, and that's going to be June 20th, 12 p.m. Eastern. I don't even know what day of the week that is, but I imagine it's during the week, a weekday. So, how many of you can relate to your soul outgrowing your current life? I definitely can, and have had, a handful of very transformational and powerful, life-changing times where that was happening. So we're going to dive into that and look at what you can do for support, how to navigate it. I'm also doing a live that I'm excited about that'll pop up. We're going to be doing our same format as today from the shores of Lake Atitlan, Guatemala. Now, I don't think I'm going to be sitting on this sandy shore. I want to actually see where I am because oh, wait. Okay. Oh, no. 28. Okay. Yes, I'm going to be in the woo-woo capital of Lake Atitlan. There's little towns around the lake, and there's a woo-woo town. So I will be joining you from there. So please RSVP, bring your friends. And yes. Doesn't yawning feel good? Doesn't breathing feel good? I worked with a client recently with very severe breathing issues and diseased lungs. And, it was very intense to be with them and witness their challenge and the accompanying anxiety and panic that this person had because they could not breathe properly. So it really brought home just the simple gratitude, and we lean on our breath so much, especially in our spiritual circles. It's such a tool for meditation, for energy movement, for breathwork practices. And I noticed when I was working with this person of I can't really say take a deep breath because they can't. And, you know, like every breath was a struggle. So, you know, just to say, seeing that experience grounded me into just the pleasure and the something that, you know, I take for granted other people would love to have. So let's take a deep breath into that. And just feel that clear air, that breath, just being able to so easily move and nourish the lungs, nourish the body. And if you feel called to yawn, that's wonderful. Always allow your body to yawn when it wants to. Like even now, I could see there was a tiny millisecond where I wanted to stifle my yawn because I'm here with you. And yet, you know, it's much better that we allow our bodies to discharge the energy. Yawn deliciously. I'm sure some of you are yawning, which is good. So we are going to dive into our card reading and see what Spirit has to say as advice and guidance for the upcoming week. And y'all know that I'm an astrology hobbyist. I mean, I love it, and there's so much I don't know. And there's something called Chiron in our charts. Does anybody not know what Chiron is? And if you work with me, I always give an astrology reading when somebody becomes a client to get to know them better. And so if you are and you've had that, you have been told what your Chiron is and what it means. But basically it's your wound. It's the wound that your soul came in to heal in this lifetime. So it's a very painful part, you know, aspect and part of your chart. And every 50 years, Chiron comes back around and makes its return. So, since I'm going to be 50 this week, Chiron is doing that. So it's supposed to be very painful. And I'm a bit like, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But if any of you are over 50 and maybe, you know, you can remember having a midlife crisis at 50, I mean, that's what this aspect can bring. And we have, you know, we have a solar return every year. That's our birthday. You know, the moon does a lunar return around every 30 days, right? I think it goes around, or it doesn't move actually. Yeah, never mind. But, you know, all the other planets, Mercury, Venus, etc., they make a full circle. So, solar return is your birthday. Saturn return, that's a big one. Nancy, Chiron, 6th house Sagittarius. Do you have any sense of when you were 50? Any memory of Chiron for you? Because it actually lasts, it goes retrograde. It kind of goes back and forth, like, so it makes, for at least for me, in the way it's, because it also speeds up and slows down, because it's not a planet, I don't think, it's something else. But it's going to make 3 passes in this year for me, so Your life at 50 was a mess, Wendy. It'd be interesting to see where your Chiron falls in your chart. Anybody can look their chart up on astro.com or any of the apps and things, and you kind of have to know. I mean, you can get written summaries, and if you actually look at a chart, then you have to know what you're looking at. I can read charts mostly, but the problem is I don't know what they say. I don't know what they're saying. I can read, it's like layers, it's like Sun in Gemini, that's a layer. Sun in Gemini in the 9th house, that's a layer. Conjunct, this is my chart, conjunct Venus, another aspect. Opposite moon, another aspect. Opposite full moon. So there's just so much in a chart. So, yeah. My Chiron is opposite Uranus, which also is a very challenging aspect. So, wow, that sounds like a lot, Nancy. And our Saturn return, so we have that around 28 to 30, or it might be even a bigger window, but I think it's 28 to 30. And then again around 60, 58 to 60 years old. So usually massive changes happen. Think of when you were 28 or 30. I got married, huge deal. Yeah, and actually my ex-husband is 12 years older than me, so he went through his second Saturn return at 60 in the past year or two. And he had a whole identity change as far as his sexuality, and it was a very deep transformation for him. So, yeah, I mean, astrology, to me, it's kind of like you can't make this shit up, just like the cards. So, Nancy married at 28. I heard something that said, well, this isn't really related to the Saturn return, but you avoid your first divorce if you marry after 30. And that stuck with me. Yeah, and I wonder if maybe the Saturn return has something to do with that, or just maturity in life. So we are going to start with, I'm just going to draw one of these cards. These are my newest deck, Lenormand. It's an oracle deck. It's got a different language than tarot or other oracle decks. It really is best to answer questions specifically. And since we're in a group reading here, these cards are more applicable for, one-on-one personal readings, which of course I do. So if you feel called to book a personal reading with me or a Reiki ancestral clearing, send me a message. And of course, now I've got my gifted 50th birthday 50 coaching session offer. So we'll just see where this Lenormand starts us out for our reading for the week. So this card is storks. I love the art on these cards. And there's only 36 in this deck, so it's quite a small deck. And the way you read it is as a sentence. So if you're asking a question, and since we're just pulling one card, like this is just the overall energy, and the overall energy is change, of course. This card, I don't know how the symbolism maps or whatever, but it means change, basically, very simply. So something is going to be changing for you. So we'll definitely get more information on what that is. Okay. So then we will get into Sacred Rebels and see, just getting a little bit more clarity. Hi Katrina, welcome back. Actually, I want to, because I'm just learning the Lenormand, so it's like, yeah, I know it's changed, but I could get a little bit more clarity. Build out the meaning a little bit. So it represents change, transition, and movement, often indicating positive transformations, such as house moves, new cycles, or even pregnancy. It encourages embracing renewal and proactivity in life. It could, on a negative aspect, be restlessness or instability. So, transition cycles. And I mean, pregnancy would make sense. I mean, maybe somebody here is waiting to get some kind of confirmation about pregnancy. I mean, a stork would bring that. It is building a nest in this image. So, oh, interesting. I don't know when I've seen a stork in nature. They're probably around, I mean, I live on a lake. There's all kinds of cranes and things, and kingfishers and vultures. Okay, so seriously, if somebody is watching this and you want to know about pregnancy, I would say yes, because this is new birth, guarded vigilantly. So we have 2 cards. Can't make this shit up. About birth. So, with whatever change or transformation is coming for you, or whatever new cycle this is, it's a wonderful energy. It's a beautiful energy here. On this card, you can see, look at this beautiful sapling here. It's so tender, it's so green. And it's like you get to be the guardian of that part of you that is birthing something new, a new identity, a new version of yourself. Maybe it's a new creative idea. And sometimes with creative ideas, how many of you have ever had the experience of you're so excited about something you want to do or create, and you tell, your spouse, your best friend, your mother, or whatever, and then they're like, maybe you shouldn't do that, and they're all skeptical and, trying to be in reality about it and bring you down and rain on your parade. So some of you might need to be like discerning about who you share your journey with and whatever's happening and whatever's going to be unfolding for you, and that you just meet yourself with tenderness and love, there's the butterfly on her shoulder. Again, another symbol of transformation. That is also fragile. I mean, butterflies are so fragile. Like, you can touch their wing and it fucks it up, and it can't fly and it dies. Like, it's so fragile. But yet it can, fly on the breeze and have total freedom. So, the spirit messages so far are just asking you to, whatever change and new cycles are unfolding, whatever transformation, transition are happening, that you get to be very mindful of how you move through this, very conscious. You get to be your main cheerleader and support, and really guard with tenderness and love and care whatever unfolds for you, and to be very gentle with yourself in the process. Be very gentle with yourself. Let's take a breath into that. I always say and have the awareness, like I'm receiving this reading myself, and it's for me also. I come in with a clean slate. I never have a plan. I just let the cards, carry the message, and it just unfolds. And it's like I'm receiving it just like you, and I'm always like, this is for me also. Especially given where I'm at, birthday, all that, this travel I'm gonna do. And again, more astrology. There's 4 signs this month. I don't know if it's like mutable signs or air signs, or if it's just random, but I know Gemini and Libra are one, and I think Leo, and maybe Aquarius. Well, it's not air signs then, but June is supposed to be the luckiest month in 12 years. So if you have any major placements with those signs, this is going to be a very lucky month, luckiest in a long time. I think it's Jupiter coming back around somewhere. One of my clients sent me a reel that went over it. So if you want that, because it's going to say way more than what I'm saying right now and really articulate it, send me a private message. I can send you that link. But yeah, June is supposed to be hugely amazing for those signs. So, lots of positive energy, lots of dynamic energy. Let's get a Work Your Light card and see what messages this oracle has. Okay, I mean, again, Spirit is just reiterating the message here. It says, answer the call. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? What is your soul calling you to do? And that goes right in line with the live stream topic that is going to be next. what was it called when your soul is like telling you, let me share it, when your soul has outgrown your current life. So this is basically, exactly talking about that same thing. And one of the most powerful questions that was ever posed to me in a very transitional time in my life was, if not now, when? If not now, when? So if you have a nudge that your soul is calling, if these changes, if you're like, oh my gosh, I know what this reading's talking about. It's, I can see it happening, starting to happen. Maybe there's fear, uncertainty, doubt, whatever. Your soul is nudging you. Your soul is calling you. It's time. And if not now, when? I'm going to look this card up as well and read the description. So I want you all just to take in this message. What is your soul calling you to do? Do you hear the horses? It's one of my favorite sounds. Horses riding here on the cobblestones on my street. Your guidance is divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul. It might be scary, it might not make sense, but if you trust your soul's yearnings, you will live a life beyond what your mind could possibly imagine. Answering your soul's calling is not a one-time thing, rather a lifelong dance. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what your soul yearns for. Whatever you are called to do, that is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step plan before they take the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith and courage to answer the calls of your soul. And that's why most people don't do it, but you are not most people. You are in exactly the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't even need to know where it's leading. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had the complete perfect plan. There is no end destination. There is no right or wrong way to do it. And you do not need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the more resistance we have around answering a soul calling, the more important it is to our soul's growth. What is your soul calling you to do? The instances I'm thinking of in my own life, as always, of course, getting clean and sober. It wasn't really a soul, if it was my soul calling, it was hidden under so much horror and hitting a horrible bottom, but, definitely a transformation and a new birth. And, of course, my soul was calling me out of addiction. Another one that was, very interesting, and it would be interesting to see my astrology at that time. I was a few years sober, and I think I was 24. Yeah. Anyway, I had started school for court reporting. I was going to be a court reporter, and it was this year-long school. It was, 2 hours away, and I had to kind of move to that city because in the state there wasn't much, offerings for court reporting. And I moved, I started, And, you know, I thought because I could type fast that I would be good at court report, like, because it's a certain little machine called a stenography machine. And it wasn't automatically easy or effortless. And it required hours of practice. And I did not like it. And during that time, I ended up going to my chiropractor because back pain, probably from sitting in school and practicing. Anyway, long story short, I won't give all the details because it's a bigger story with some, you know, TMI stuff maybe. But through what happened, my chiropractor said he wanted to get somebody or find somebody to be able to do colonics in his office, colon hydrotherapy. And I had this amazing, miraculous success with cleansing my colon. And I said something to him like, I wish I could do it. And he's like, well, I would hire you. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I went home, and a week later, he called me and he said, you're not going to believe this, but I just had a patient who is a colon hydrotherapist and trains others to be able to do it. And I have her number. And you should call. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, again, a synchronicity. So I want you all to hear this for yourself. As far as, you know, I was just living my life and doing my thing. And out of nowhere, you know, these synchronicities unfolded. I ended up, you know, it was a perfect storm. I had just gotten a student loan. So I had, you know, I mean, I was young. I didn't have much money, but I had this student loan. So I had a couple $1,000, and, you know, this teacher charged $1,000. And so I happened to have this money. And so I paid her to train me. I bought the equipment. I opened a business with this chiropractor. And I had to drop out of court reporting school. Now, at any time of life, this can be difficult. And being 23, 24, whatever, I might have been 25, but young. You know, I've never been one to settle or compromise based on society or familial pressures. Because I was like, oh my God, what's everybody going to think of me? What are my parents going to think? I was especially worried my mom was going to be very upset. I mean, what is this? I'm dropping out of this court reporting. It's very stable, professional, guaranteed good paying job. And to do this colonic thing, like, isn't it interesting? And I did it. You know, I did it. And I had my own business and I was successful. So something like that may be coming for you all. And it might show up in ways that you don't expect. That's what Joe Dispenza always says. You know, it might be a right place, right time sort of a thing. And again, astrology seems to be a theme in today's talk. But for me, my North Node is in Scorpio. And North Node is your Dharma. North Node is like the purpose that you're living into, where, you know, you will find deep fulfillment and purpose and happiness. And of course, you can't make this shit up. You know, me doing colonics on people is very Scorpio. Scorpio's a water sign. It's, using water to clean out like the deepest parts of somebody's body. And of course I didn't know all the astrology at that point, but again, more validation for that. JE, the June is lucky for Gemini, Libra, and the other two, I'm pretty sure, are Leo and Aquarius. Don't quote me on that. Again, if you want the reel that I was sent, send me a message. I'll send you the link and you can see. And it's a great, gives a lot of great information. So, answer your call. I answered my call. My soul called me into the unknown. My soul called me out of fear. I mean, again, and I had to invest. I had to buy the equipment. The colonic equipment was $5,000. I mean, that's a lot of money now. 25 years ago, with me having no resources, I was approved for a credit card with a $5,000 limit. I put that machine on my card. I had to take risks. It paid off. And I had a very successful business. I became a Reiki practitioner, a Reiki level 1 around that time. So, with the message with this card about be discerning about who you tell your creative ideas to or your plans to, of course, people were like, are you fucking crazy? Like, you're going to do what? Colonics? You're going to put a tube in somebody's behind and flush their colon out with water? Like, instead of being a court reporter? And yes, that's exactly what I did. So, let's get some more clarification from light seers. I mean, to do something different, something different has to happen. Like, to get a different result in your life. And sometimes it comes and it happens to you, Like for me, sobriety kind of happened to me, but also I had to make the very difficult choice every day in the beginning, every minute of the day, that I was going to, stay sober. But, I could have passed that colonic opportunity by and been like, no, I moved away, I'm in this court reporting school, I've blah, blah, blah. But I followed my soul's calling to do what I do now. Y'all have heard my story many times about how I became a coach. Same exact thing in its own way. If I would have taken the safe way, I would have moved back to the US and kept my old corporate job and been horribly miserable. So you get to answer and trust your soul. Ooh. Love is coming. Woo. Knight of Cups coming with a bouquet. So this could be a romantic person sweeping in really fast. And if you're not in a space for that, if you're partnered or you're not available in that way, be open to possibility. And it could be just the energy of some new love energy coming. It might be a new gesture from your partner. It might be you loving yourself, you know, doing things for self-care and self-love for yourself. Or there's some, you know, this is opportunity. So something around love, your heart, emotions, opportunity. And you're going to be very blissful. I mean, this is all great energy, y'all. A lot of times, you know, in these readings, Spirit kind of, there's a lot about boundary setting and, you know, that sort of like friction and relationship energy, but that's not here, you know. This is all, it's just expansive. It's following your flow, following your bliss, your creativity. This can be a marriage card, so, I mean, those that are here, marriage, pregnancy. But it's connecting with Source and connecting with the Source within you. And that's where your bliss is. I mean, this card is very much the answer your soul's calling. You know, your soul is calling you up that staircase. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And you're just in so much bliss and joy. Good luck. You can't make this shit up. Wheel of Fortune, the wheel of good fortune, good luck, big change, cycles. Wow, this is very apparent. The Spirit is being very, it just keeps saying the same thing over and over with like a bit of a different language here. So good luck, opportunities, karmic cycles that are actually, you know, in your favor. And you being grounded and rooted and in your power. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Wands. You're coming out of a time of struggle, a time of challenge. You've made it through. This is the Wounded Warrior card. So you've come out of battle. Wounded warrior means a warrior that was in battle, that was wounded, but lived through the experience. And they have healing to do, but they're standing. And they're victorious, but it wasn't an easy battle. So that's what you're coming out of, and it's time for you to reap these rewards. So be on the lookout for messengers. You know, for me, in that, my colonic story, you know, I mean, my body was a messenger getting me to the chiropractor, and then the chiropractor was the messenger. And opportunity knocked. I remember sitting at the desk at home and receiving the phone call from the office of like, hey, this colonic therapist came in. I got her number. She trains people. I could have never called back. I could have been like, I'm too scared, or no, or I'm already doing, you know, school and court reporting school. But no, my soul was calling. So whatever this is for you, you get to follow that. So we will close with a few minutes of Reiki and ancestral clearing. And we will, actually there's this card here. I have these Abraham Hicks cards. butterflies. And the message says, the law of attraction responds to the vibrations of my stories. So what story are you telling yourself? You can choose the story you want to tell about anything. You know, with my colonic story, I could focus on the part where, you know, my mother thought I was crazy and nobody thought I should do it and they're horrible, you know, whatever. But I don't focus on that. I focus on how I felt and the expansion and the opportunity and the challenge to not follow the status quo. So let's go ahead and settle in to receive some Reiki, some ancestral clearing. And just feel into this delicious energy that has been created today so far in our session. And just take some breaths into the body again, feeling that beautiful ease of the in-breath and the letting go. As I activate the Reiki energy, and just breathe in that energy, breathe in the expansion. And I really want you to tune into your soul here. And just breathe into that infinite divine part of you. It's changeless. And that part of you will draw in the Reiki energy exactly where is needed for your best and highest good. If you need to yawn, allow that. Just allow your body to do whatever. Laughing, crying, movement, yawning, burping, whatever, anything. Infinite Creator, for the highest good. Please lift out all weight, pain, burden, sin, death, debt, negativity, spells, hexes, curses, black magic, white magic, guilt, fear, shame, unworthiness, and limitation of all kind. Transform it into your love and let your love flow back in and through us, filling and giving us all complete peace, now and forever. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Please help us love and bless each other, love and bless ourselves, be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. So be it done, thank you. You can go ahead and let your eyes float open. And just tune back into your body and the energies. I'm so happy to be here with you all today. Have a wonderful few weeks until we meet again, June 20th. And if this live resonated, if the topic did, as I said, when your soul has outgrown your current life, the next live stream I offer, you definitely need to be there. June 20th, noon, 12 p.m. Eastern. Please follow me if you haven't already and you care to. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, website, all of the things. If you want my 50th birthday gift giveaway of a gifted coaching session with me, send me a message with 50 and we will get that scheduled. Hello, Arya. You're welcome. Wendy, Nancy. If you care to give a donation, that always is welcomed to help me continue to do what I do. Excuse me. That button is on the screen and it's all, you can always donate and follow in the app. Hi, Rose. Thank you so much. You're welcome, J.E. When I see you again, I will be 50. Happy Gemini season. June, of course. I think many of us like our birthday months best. I love June, my birthday month. As a kid, of course, I had the best birthday in the summer, not during school. School ends and then my birthday comes. So I always loved that. And loved being a Gemini. So, if you want to follow me on socials, I'll be sharing trip updates there. If you want to join my email list, I will be sending an update from my travels. So I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you all so much. See you all very soon. Much love and namaste.